know what I'm saying?
They gon' miss you when you gone. They gon' miss you when you gone.
First and foremost, I want to say shout out to Far Rockaway. Our music is definitely different music. When I say different, I mean you can hear the hunger and the ribs touching in the artists that are from Far Rockaway and the music that they're putting out. Me, I'm just the vessel. When I say that, I mean I'm the catalyst in regards to having the ability to put the music together properly and present it. We have a couple studios out here in Far Rockaway. Shout out to Big Drops, shout out to Drills Up, you know what I'm saying? And those guys, they do their part as well. We have a responsibility, that's how I feel, we have a responsibility to the music. We have to present it properly. If it's not presented properly, no one's coming to Far Rockaway and saying, well, we're going to give anyone a deal. Well, we like you, so let's take you out the hood and give you this weirdo 360 deal or whatever the case may be. No one's doing that. So even at that cost, we're fighting for our music to get heard outside of Far Rockaway. So I have a responsibility in that, and my responsibility to make sure that it sounds the best that it can possibly sound, as well as to put out these mixtapes. We got the Our City series in the process of putting out Our City 2. There's a twist to it, not number 2, Our City TOO.
Like that.
You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be a lot of surprises. And looking to do something different with that. Cavetronics is something that we sat down here and we kind of constructed. When you come down here in the cave, there's no service, which ultimately means limited distractions. So then it kind of got the nickname of being like the Bat Cave. And if you know my partner, Porsche Box, who's a reputable rapper from Far Rockaway, his alter ego is Batman. Reason why, because if you meet him, he's a very humble and meek person. When he gets into that booth, he turns into this animal, and people almost can't believe that those are the same person that's putting forth that effort in the booth. So the whole Porsche Box, Batman, alter ego, Bruce Wayne, Castro, also known as Alfred on the boards. Alfred is the person that keeps Batman in line. So Alfred on the boards, that evolved all into Cavetronics music. You can Google it. It is a reputable record label at this point in time, production company, as well as the Den Studio falls under that umbrella. We're about to start doing some film. We already do CD duplication and everything else under the sun, and it's all devoted to the artistry of not limiting to Far Rockaway, but again, 90% of the time, wherever you at, in Brooklyn, in Queens, in Harlem, like, yo, why don't you come through? You know what I'm saying? We at the studio. Somebody say, well, where you at? Oh, we in Far Rockaway. Niggas is like, all right, I'm gonna holler at you tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, they ain't coming out here. They ain't coming out here.
That's facts, bro. That's facts, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So, the hood is the hood, and we let the hood be the hood. But when we come here, you know what I'm saying? It's all about professionalism. You can't smoke down here. You can't smoke your weed down here. No cigarettes, none of that. I really like people to drink, because when you get drunk, things happen. You know what I'm saying? I like a professional atmosphere, and my clients like a professional atmosphere. I like to think that we have a very solid sound. Anyone to tell you that knows me, that I've reinvested and reinvested and reinvested. I'm not the person that got the studio, make $2,000 a week and went and bought big chains and a bunch of phone posits and a new car. You know what I'm saying? That's not me. What I do is I invest back into the business. And by doing that, I don't want to say that, we're number one and we have the number one sound. All I can say is that 12 hours a day, this studio is flying. It's almost hard to get time in here, especially, around the weekend. So shout to everybody that has a dream. Shout to everybody in Far Rockaway that's putting in that work. Shout to everybody in Queens. Shout to Slow. Shout to Bino. You know what I'm saying? Shout to Ching. Shout to everybody that's working real hard out here.
let me ask you this, Castro. Is there any Rockaway artists that you haven't worked with yet that you want to work with?
That
you see a vision for, like, you know, you got something, you know.
I just recently met Scar from Redfern, and shame on me, like, for not knowing who he was, you know, when we met, and I did my homework, and he's dope. And
Scar Child.
Yeah, he's dope. And at this point, I think there's maybe a handful of people that I haven't worked with. I think that maybe T. Raggedy. I think that he has a talent that he hasn't necessarily put his all into yet.
Mm-hmm. Well,
That's fair enough.
You know, coming from Far Rockaway, you know, a lot of these artists are like also like, you know, moonlighting in it.
Right.
They just moonlight. They're really street dudes, and they don't really moonlighting and stuff, you know.
I think that kid's dope. I think he has a lot of potential, and I think if he focused his energy completely on music for as long as he could possibly do that it'll evolve into something else. Other than that, there's a ton of really dope artists that don't necessarily get the opportunity to, because, you know, not everyone's on the internet every second tagging 900 people a week to your record, so you don't have an opportunity. You know, Hubba has is dope. I've been working with Hubba for probably just about going on 2 years. This guy has the most music that you've never heard, and it's dope. You know what I'm saying? I know it's dope.
I walked in on that track you guys were working on, and it's crazy.
I know it's dope. You know what I'm saying?
Then we have to get you up on GH Radio also, you know, because it's an outlet for all unsigned artists.
You know
what I'm saying?
And we have, and again, I'm not originally from Far Rockaway. I've been here maybe going on 5 years now. I'm originally from Brooklyn, Flatbush, Brooklyn. No one has a musical culture. You know, I've been everywhere with this thing. I've been to Harlem with this thing. I've lived in Jamaica, Queens. I had the original studio. The then studio was in Queens in Jamaica, South Side. So, you know, I've been around this music thing for quite a while, and I've never seen a hunger for showmanship and musicianship like Far Rockaway. You know what I'm saying? So, and everybody's trying to get out of Far Rock. You know, I want to get this money and get out of Far Rockaway. I bought my infrastructure here with the thought process of my daughters will have to ultimately graduate from a Far Rock, maybe have to graduate from a Far Rockaway school. Might have a boyfriend from Far Rockaway in 10 years. So as much as I can give back to this community, as much as I can uplift and mold the character that this community has, that's what I'm here for. You know what I'm saying? And we're building and we're growing. And that's the absolute most important thing, is that we're growing. This is a growing process from whatever. You know, they thought Sandy was going to keep us down, and we evolved right out of that. We're building back this community slowly but surely. And that's what it's all about. And hopefully we can get some music heard.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, on GH Radio we've been. If they don't know DJ Castro by now, Porsche Box, Traj and Keen, like we've been that whole Our City mixtape, like it's almost like a full album I've been bumping on GH Radio. It's like, and that's, you know what I'm saying, I've been hunting for you for a little bit. I've been hunting. After I heard DJ Castro, Our City, like, cause for a while I followed the mixtapes from Project Sands, E Love, everybody that's out here doing it.
Shout to E Love, shout to MLO Beats. Definitely shout out to GMF. I had about an hour and a half long meeting. I actually met him yesterday, and we sat down, and it was almost like I knew that man for the past 10 years. Shout out to that man, good brother. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because
it's like, yo, that's why I only connect with, you know, positive dudes, and your whole movement, everything I seen, like just off the Our City, just off the vibe you gave me off the Our City. I was like, I gotta go find this dude. I gotta go find this dude. And this is Far Rockaway. Far Rockaway, we aren't that large out here. So, you know,
what they say was 100 blocks, you know. Yeah. But as small as it is, it's huge as well. So, you know, and we have an opportunity to do the right thing for musicians. I mean, I think I'm the only studio still at this point that's running specials, that's allowing younger. I think my youngest client at this point is 13 years old. Shout out to Small Wonder and the Wonderful Family. 13 years old, putting in that work, just dropped her mixtape. definitely getting a lot of calls already in regards to where she stands with her music, and it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to see, to plant a seed and see it grow.
Well, I'm about to wrap it up, but one thing I want to ask you though.
Yeah. Can I spit? I'm still nice. I ain't doing it though. I haven't done it in a long time.
But no, for real, I want to know, out of all the artists that you touch, like you touch their music and you handle all them, did editing, did anything for them, like, what's the feeling that you get after you're done? And you see the look on that artist's face when they,
I guess, when you do something that an artist didn't think that you can possibly do, right? Hubbard has, for example, earlier today posted on Facebook, I got this record and I need this female to sing on it.
Yeah.
Right? And no one replied. It is Friday, everybody probably got their plans. Not everybody gonna be cooped up in the studio.
It's getting a little warm, it's getting a little warm. He really wanted that record. He really wanted to do that record. He got here. He was like, man, I really wanted a female to do that part. And I told him, I said, I got you. And all I did was open up the modulation in one of the plugins and changed his voice, and it sounded like a female's voice. And that excitement, because it was something that he probably thought that he was going to have to do either at a later time, and he probably wouldn't be able to promote right away. Postpone the track.
Right, and in a blink of an eye, a couple seconds, something that he didn't know that we were able to do. Wow, just like that we did it. And for your client, because I don't say customers, because customers are addicts. I say clients. That's just my opinion. I say clients.
That's professional.
When you have a client that's happy with your product and what you're able to do, especially if they didn't know it was something that you can do, that's a double plus. No, because Hubbard knows that he's going to walk out of here and his records are going to be mixed down properly, and he'll be able to play on any station. And if not, he'll hit me back and be like, yo, Cass, nip this point right here in the bud, and I'll go right back in and I'll do it. And just to have it that extra mile and have exactly what you want when you walk out of here, man, that's like, how many times you wake up every day and you have a 24 like everybody else has the same 24, and you get exactly what you want 2 times in that day. Hold on 1 second. 2 times in that day. So anytime that I can get a client the opportunity to walk out of here completely satisfied, it's the greatest feeling. The greatest feeling. I'm sorry, I gotta take this call. GH. Y'all already know what it is, my man Nick Castro. I'm signing out of here. Hello?
And I ain't going home. Go hard or go home. And I ain't going home. Go hard or go home. And I ain't going home. Go hard or go home. And I ain't going home.
Shout out to my young Riot Squad brothers.